Commissioner of the New Jersey Civil Rights Commission, and who are, as I said, certainly supporting us here in spirit. The recent attacks at Charlie Hebdo and the Jewish deli in Paris have brought to the forefront, once again, the abuse of religious beliefs by some humans to avenge their own personal resentments and desire for power in the name of God. Our coalition, representing all religions, unites against that violence. On Wednesday, I will be on a panel at Union County College to discuss the documentary Joachim Prince, I Shall Not Be Silent. Rabbi Prince declared, bigotry and hatred are not the most urgent problem. The most urgent, the most disgraceful, the most shameful, and the most tragic problem is silence. In a speech in Montgomery, Alabama at the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. We are gathered here today to be heard, to say that violence is not a tool of any religion. I thank the faith leaders here today and those who are and who will be echoing this message. I thank Senator Kaine for joining this mission to spread a message that needs to be heard and needs to resonate throughout the four corners of the world. No more violence, no more violence, no more violence. Senator Kaine?
Thank you. Thank you, Ray. And I will echo that. No more violence. Thank you, Senator Lesniak, for your leadership in creating this united front across New Jersey and indeed across this country and across this globe, and involving all religions. And thank you to all the religious leaders who are here today, joining us both personally and in spirit. Our coalition signifies the benevolent power of religion, spreading peace and goodwill. We are coming together to show that various faiths can and must unite to celebrate the common bonds that can unite diverse families, communities, states, and nations. We are solidified across political party lines, geographic borders, and belief structures to set a strong tone of peace against persecution, hatred, and violence by ill-willed terrorists claiming to act in the name of God. Again, together, we say no more violence. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. And now I'd like to read, before I open it up for any comments, and I'm sure there are many, but I'd like to, and I want there to be many, I want to read Reverend Jackson's statement. Reverend Jackson couldn't make it. His road is a sheet of ice. The African Methodist Episcopal Church is pleased to join with Senators Ray Lesniak and Tom Kaine in taking a stand against violence in the name of religion. It is imperative and right that the faith community speak out and stand against those who, in the name of religion, use violence and fear to accomplish their ungodly goals. It is ironic that our world today is devastated and torn apart by those who claim to be religious or advancing a religious cause. Every day, we read and hear about so-called religious organizations kidnapping, terrorizing, injuring, and killing people in the name of religion. In this environment, and at this time, genuine religious organizations must meet the challenge and stand against these false and ungodly organizations. Our faith demands and requires us to do this. The African Methodist Episcopal Church, a worldwide church, commits itself to this end and joins with other faith bodies to do all that we can to end this fear, violence, and death in the name of religion. We rejoice that we do not have to do it by ourselves, but join with faith partners in speaking up and standing against bigotry, hatred, and violence in the name of religion. We must speak loudly, clearly, and consistently against this false religion. I thank and commend Senators Lesniak and Kaine for their leadership in this cause. This is a worldwide problem, but must be resisted and spoken against at every level, local, state, nationally, and internationally. New Jersey, because of our efforts, is a leader in this cause. That's Bishop Reginald Jackson. Now, who wants to go first? Why am I not surprised?
None of the rest of us are.
I gotta get over my shyness. My name is Reverend Dr. L.L. Dubrell, and I serve in the United Church of Christ. I hold in my hand a book that I carry with me. It is the sacred text that guides our faith tradition. We, all of us at this table, have our sacred texts. And I am here to say that this is not a weapon. We all have different words for it. My favorite definition is, it's our family album. And my brother taught me, based upon the traditions of my Jewish brothers, that we should love God first, and then love our neighbor as ourselves. So instead of using our sacred texts to marginalize, demonize, and make victims of others, we need to use each of our texts wisely to combat the kind of violence that we see breaking out all over the world, but as close as Irvington, New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, don't be shy. Rabbi?
Thank you. Shalom to everyone.
Shalom.
Thank you, Senators Lesniak and Kane, for really taking the initiative here. Anti-Semitism is not a new phenomenon. It's been around almost as long as the Jewish people have been around. However, the recent rise in global anti-Semitism has also given rise to an almost unprecedented phenomenon, something that's unforeseen before yet very welcome, and that is the outspoken voices of support that we have seen from the wider community in support of the Jewish community. Nowhere in the world has this friendship been more on display than right here in the United States, and in particular, specifically right here in the state of New Jersey. It is specifically due to the strong leadership of senators such as Senators Lesniak and Kane, who have called out to the wider public to support the Jewish community and stand up against bigotry and hate, to educate the wider public, and standing up to acts of violence, and call out for peace, for harmony, brotherhood, and respect amongst all people. I am proud to represent the Chabad movement in New Jersey, who will stand shoulder to shoulder at the forefront with all leaders of all faith-based communities against any form of bigotry, not just against the Jewish community, any form of bigotry, any form of bias, any form of racism, any form of hatred towards any person anywhere around the world. We will not stand for it, and we will not be silent. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Jake?
Nice, France, Tuesday, February 3rd. A knife-wielding suspect attacked 3 French soldiers guarding a Jewish center. The assailant, it was reported, talked to investigators about his hatred of Jewish people. The Community Service Trust, a United Kingdom-based Jewish organization, released a report indicating that there were 1,168 incidents of anti-Semitism in 2014, more than double the amount in 2013. Vienna, Austria, January 30th. An unknown assailant targeted 2 Jewish individuals while additional suspects yelled anti-Semitic slurs at the victim. The incident allegedly occurred at a gathering of far-right politicians and supporters. University of California, Davis. 2 swastikas were painted by an unidentified subject, and they were found on the house of a fraternity, Alpha Epsilon Pi, whose members are predominantly Jewish. While in college at Rutgers, Newark, I was a member of Alpha Epsilon Pi. Additionally, last month at the Davis campus, a janitor found an anti-Semitic statement drawn in the bathroom of a campus Hillel, a Jewish student organization similar to the one that we have at Rutgers University in New Brunswick and other campuses across the state. The aforementioned is but an example and a sample of the targeting of Jews, Jewish organizations, and Jewish institutions nationally and internationally over the last week alone. The list of such incidents is so long and covers many, many pages, and if anyone wants a copy of those many, many pages, about 60 pages at this point, just for the last year alone, please let me know, and I will be happy to share it with you. Actually, I would not be happy to share it with you because of the unfortunate incidents. Though there's an increased concern in the Jewish community, we as a community who have long championed the protection of human rights and individual freedoms are also alarmed by the present-day onslaught on those human rights and individual freedoms in the name of faith. Faith is supposed to be a good thing. It is a good thing. It means hope, hope for all of us. Unfortunately, violence is a bad thing, and what it does is denigrate hope and eliminates hope. The increased concern motivated our community to request legislative leaders to introduce SCR 154 and ACR 211, resolutions condemning all forms of anti-Semitism and rejecting attempts to justify anti-Jewish hatred or violent attacks as acceptable expression of disapproval over political events in the Middle East and all over the world. I thank Senator Kane for being a prime sponsor of SCR 154, along with Majority Leader Loretta Weinberg and Senate President Steve Sweeney. And I understand that Senator Lesniak will also be supporting that and will sign his name.
That would be for sure.
For sure. Although the resolutions might have a Jewish slant, there's little doubt that we as a community reject any and all attempts to justify attacks or hatred toward another based on religion and ethnicity. Accordingly, we are pleased to join with Senator Lesniak and Senator Kane and our faith-based partners in support of the message delivered here today. Thank you, Senators, for the opportunity.
Thank you, thank you. Anyone else?
Senators?
Yes. Oh, we're going to have questions.
Yeah, we have to cover something across the hall. Is there any way we could interrupt the flow of this for 1 minute or not?
With questions?
Yes.
What's the kind of group conscience there?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Thank you. Can we ask you why you called these faith leaders together?
Sure. Well, after the attacks at Charlie Hebron, I tweeted, "Je suis Charlie." And then the attack on the Jewish deli, I tweeted, "Je suis Jewish." Well, today, nous sommes ensemble. We are here today to speak out and no longer be silent. And not that there has been silence, but there has not been enough of speaking out from all faiths against all the types of violence that over the course of history have been justified by human beings in order to secure their own personal power, their own selfishness, have used and abused religion and used that as a tool to recruit converts. Converts not to the religion, but converts to the cause of violence. And I believe, and Senator Kane believes, and all the leaders here believe, that by uniting together here today in New Jersey, and by going on social